think I first felt like an artist when I was a child in San Francisco. Where I was born. And we lived with my parents and my grandmother and grandfather in a flat. The people who lived upstairs from us made tin ornaments, very beautiful handmade tin ornaments, which I was very fascinated with. My grandmother would take me up there to see them and watch them work. So I was at this age around 5 maybe. Also, we had a very beautiful garden, which my grandmother was quite responsible for, lots of different types of flowers that grow in that San Francisco climate. So I would say that those were two big influences. So I wouldn't say that I knew I was an artist at that time, but I knew that I loved art. My inspiration generally comes from nature. That's a place where I feel very peaceful and calm and very creative. Also, definitely from art history. I've studied art history a great deal, and travel, because I've traveled quite widely. My mother was interested in art also. She took me to see a Van Gogh exhibition. I can't remember anything about being there except that I know that that was my first real interest in seeing another painter. So Van Gogh was a very early influence. As I continued on in school, I studied art history. I was very interested in was Baroque art, 17th century European art. So I spent 3 months in Europe in 11 countries, visiting every single Baroque church, Baroque artists, museums, all of it. So that was a big influence. More recently, it has been the post-impressionists. Van Gogh continues to be one. Gauguin, Vuillard, Bonnard, Klimt is a big influence. I'm very interested in Klimt's work. And then in contemporary, it would be Helen Frankenthaler, Joan Mitchell, Richard Diemenkorn in their use of color, design, abstraction, etc. I have worked in multiple mediums. Of course, in high school, I was mainly working in painting and drawing. When I got to college, started in, again, painting and drawing in a basic course, but became very interested in ceramics. And so at the time where I went to college, which was Scripps College in California, Paul Solner, who was a highly known ceramic artist, was teaching. And so I studied with him, and I just fell in love with ceramics. I liked the whole culture of it. My parents were not particularly supportive of my being an art major, but I decided I was going to do that. I came to realize that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in retail. So one of my professors from the Scripps encouraged me to return to graduate school, and there was a program at Claremont Graduate School in California where I could teach and go to class at the same time, get my credential. So it was really when I came to New Mexico that I went back to painting, I went back to drawings, and I haven't touched clay since. I worked for a number of years in just pure abstraction. I still do that. I do that in the collage, and I still do it in some of my other painting. I also have worked in the representational. And what I try to do now is combine the representational with the abstract. Line, shape, space, color, value, texture. That's what, when I was teaching at the college, that's something I was talking about all the time. So that's what I look for. And then sometimes I think, oh, I think that's done. And then I'll come back the next day and it's not done. I can see that something's missing. So then I go through that kind of thing again. Well, does it need more color? Does it need brighter, lighter, darker? Does it need more line? What about some texture here? And so on. And then sometimes that's just it. I just know.